Okay, let's test some games. This is the 9955HX 3D model with the 5080. Okay, so here is our graders. We're gonna have to go through the settings here. We'll just see where we're at here real quick. Graphics 1600p. We're gonna do a lot of internal screen recording. Some people have asked me before, which I find kind of strange. Why don't you do screen capture? I mean, why would I do screen capture when it's a laptop? I want to show the laptop. People want to see how the thing performs, how it looks, how it sounds. So it's very important for me to actually record the laptop. If it was an internal hard, like a GPU, sure, I would do that. But anyways, so we'll go with DLSS. We'll set it to probably, I mean, we're not going to need that much. It's a 5080. So we can probably start native, but we'll play around with it. So we'll go let's just go native for now. Field of view, go like that. Okay, so RTX global illumination's high and epic, it looks like. Is it easier to play on a controller? Probably for me. And it'll be smoother, it won't be as nauseating. So look at the GPU's ripping. Again, this is native. I often play games and I just throw in a little bit of scaling because why not? When you're at 1600p. I mean, you have such a high resolution, you can throw a little bit of scaling and just get more frames, but I don't suspect there's going to be a problem regardless. The 0.1% lows, I guess, I don't know, like, what do we consider competitive games? I know people want good lows, which makes sense, but, I mean, this isn't like a fast twitch so much as like a, CSGO or something, so maybe that's bad, I don't know. Seems okay to me. We can put some scaling and probably bring that up a bit, but sweet. I mean, it's running well. Let's go to balanced. See if that runs okay. It'll be quite a bit quieter. Quite a bit quieter. Looks like we're still going to be able to hit 60. Huge wattage drop on the GPU unbalanced. Maybe too much. I was thinking more like 100 would be nice, but I might set up a custom mode that's not so ridiculous. Something in the middle. I mean, it's running really well. CPU's pulling a ton, so this is obviously a bit of a CPU heavy game. Let's go all the way down to silent here. That's a little low. I can feel it chugging a little bit here. I mean, we're down to 60 on the GPU. Oh, it's okay. It was just a moment there. So it's close to 60. It's much quieter. Let's actually make a quick custom mode here real quick so you can see how I do this. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Like 60-ish there-ish on the CPU. GPU to CPU. I mean, I guess we can let it have some cross-loading if it really needs some off the CPU. Sure, it can do that. That'll be okay. Yeah, let's see like that. So that's a much more reasonable custom mode there. 60-ish on the CPU, somewhere around there. It's going to sit somewhere around there. The GPU is much lower now. 115, so it's running lower now than, that balance mode that was way down at 60. That was very low for a balance mode. Normally I'd want a balance mode to drop off like, if this is things that running at 170 or so max, I'd want it to go down to like 100 to 115 or something like that. It's very performant here, regardless. So that's good. That's a good That's a good kind of balance mode there. Let's come in here. We'll go graphics. We'll turn on some scaling. We're going to go transform model, balanced. Should be a very big jump in performance, even on this balance mode here. Way up. Go away, robot thing. Yeah, that's a pretty big jump. Let's go back to the performance mode. We know it's going to do well. I'm just wondering if those 0.1% lows will stay up now, or if they'll bounce around. It may not make a big difference here. Look at that thing. What the hell is that? It's a robot? Okay, here's Borderlands 4. So we're going to come in here. We're going to go with badass preset here to start. We're going to turn off scaling. So I'm just going to show you what we can get kind of as a baseline with this thing just cranked. Okay, so this is badass preset, no frame gen, just maxed out. And I would not play like this, but it's giving us a decent baseline, like getting up to 35 before throwing on any scaling or lowering any settings on the max 1600p is good, because we know that we can work with this now. Right, it's quite good, to be honest, as a baseline. So we'll come in here, and I'll probably just do some DLSS balanced. That should get us around 60, and it gives us 60. So then now you can play, in my opinion. Again, it's not a competitive online shooter, so 60 is good. This is what we used to pray for 60 back in the day, so I have no problems with this. Really not that bad. Now, I don't use frame gen. I'm not a frame gen guy, but if you can get the base frame rate up to about 60-ish, 55 to 60, even 50 can be okay, then it won't feel like laggy. That's 2 times frame gen. I'm not using 4 times, sorry guys, I'm just not doing it. But 2 times frame gen. Again, I'm playing on a controller, so there's always like a little bit of, I wouldn't call it delay, but it's not as snappy. But even with the mouse here, like this feels just fine, even with, you know, frame gen on. But that's because we're at, you know, 50 to 60 as a base. Maybe even 65 as a base, so it feels nice and snappy. So you can easily get your frame rate up in this game just by tinkering a little bit, right? Max the game out, throw a little bit of scaling, and you're good to go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, because I'm okay with it, I'm actually going to turn off frame gen, because I don't really like frame gen that much. So we'll turn it off. Then we'll just turn it down by 1. So we'll go very high. Same amount of scaling to start. I just want to see how much above 60. Yeah, so turning it down by 1 to, you know, 1 below badass, and turning frame gen off, and now we're well above 60. And for me, again, I'm happy, totally fine. I'm happy and overjoyed to be at 60. But getting up to 75, 80 is better, because then when you hit low points, you're still above 60, right? You get like a drop down, you get into something chaotic, frames come down, and you're still sitting above 60, which is the goal, right? If you can hit a 60 flat, then I'm going to be super happy. And so in games where there's going to be some fluctuation, sometimes I'm happy to just get it up slightly to maybe like, I don't know, 75 or 80. Okay, we'll go to that custom mode that I made. Like that there. So this will get the GPU up quite a bit. You know, 115, 100, something like that. Right, it's a big jump. Big jump. And if you live somewhere that's quite hot and you're worried about throttling, too much like GPU throttling, this is a decent compromise. You're still going to get pretty good frames. Throw it back up one more time. Okay, some Cyberpunk. This is 1600p native, but we're on ultra, non-ray tracing, but just ultra. Okay, there we go. So now that he's done, yeah, like a decently high frame rate, right? Well above 60, good lows, 45. The lows are, from my experience, impacted by the X3D pretty well. VRAM well over 8 gigabytes, so having that extra VRAM helps a lot. Yeah, it's doing quite well. Let's throw in a little bit of scaling, because why not? So we'll go like that. DLSS, transformer model, balance is usually where I put it. If you're going to use it, you might as well go like that. And you won't be able to visually tell that it's on, not with transformer model on balanced, with the 1600p screen. And huge frame rate, right? 110. Good lows. We'll do a little bit of ray tracing as well, because we will have the chops to do some ray tracing. It's quite good here. I'm not going to do frame gen. I find it weird in this game. It makes me kind of nauseous, so it's honestly, it's very good. Let's put it down to balance, though. Silent might be rough in this game because it's so CPU heavy. But yeah, that's balanced there. And that's pretty good. Ultra with a little bit of scaling, and you're still getting above 60 on balanced, and it's way quieter, right? GPU pulling pretty high watts here, or pretty low watts here. CPU pulling pretty high watts, so this is a case where the CPU really does need a lot of power. It's very quiet. There's a big noise difference on this laptop when you go to performance down to silent. So anyways, so now we'll come in here, we'll throw on some ray tracing. So let's try ray tracing. I mean, we can try ray tracing ultra. I don't think it's going to work that well. We'll try balanced scaling with ray tracing ultra. It's giving you 60. So ray tracing overdrive is not going to work well. Not on this level of performance, but this is very good. And again, no frame gen. I'm not going to use frame gen in this game. So getting around 60 with ray tracing ultra, and all we're really using to get it there is just a little bit of scaling balanced. So if you really do want ray tracing, let's do some Doom, the Dark Ages. Yeah, I mean that's not bad. Ultra Nightmare native, 1600p, which means no scaling at all. That's not bad. I don't know how consistent it'll be. I don't remember all the controls here. Yeah, okay, got it. Haven't played it in a little while. I mean, this is higher than I thought it was gonna. I mean, it's a 5080, but it is Ultra Nightmare with 0 scaling. I'm not sure we're gonna need scaling at all. Just be able to max the game. You could go for higher frames, but you don't need to, because look at how high the lows are, right? The lows are at 63. So a lot of times people go for very, very high average FPS. This again is not a competitive shooter, but they go with higher FPS because they want the lows to be up. But when your lows are at 62, what more could you ask for? This is like basically, I'd consider this like 60 FPS gameplay locked. This is the dream. Yeah, that's all looking good. Okay, so let's come down here. We'll come in here. We'll go path tracing. I mean, sorry, when I say ray tracing, I mean path tracing. It has ray tracing built into it. DLS ray reconstruction, which you kind of get your own. So we'll go like, oops, let's go like that. Rather, on water reflections. Yeah, we'll just go with yes. Now, if I'm not wrong, I think that locks in the scaling anyways into ray reconstruction. Let's see here. Yeah, so there, it gives quality, like as a baseline. It locks it in. Let's turn that up. I don't know how high we're going to have to go with the scaling. We may have to turn down, like, you can go with ray tracing and turn it down from Ultra Nightmare, for example. We'll see, though. I mean, this is just balanced scaling. Ooh, it's actually not bad. It's... I wouldn't play like this because it's a little low. I think, though, what happens if we had performance scaling? You can get away with a lot of scaling if you have a high resolution screen you're outputting to, like 1600p, and using something like DLS. There you go. Wow, okay. So this is now, we do have performance scaling, but you won't be able to tell it's on. We do have everything else maxed out, right? Ray trace reflections, water, everything. We have the game on Ultra Nightmare. The only thing we're really relying on here is scaling, and everything else is just cranked way up. You could also turn down the settings. Turn it down to Nightmare instead of Ultra Nightmare, but why would you do that when you have this access? Yeah, and the lows are good too. I mean, I have no problem with this. This may be the way to play on this laptop. Just absolutely crank this bad boy up here. And then I was looking at another screen. Crank it way up like this and just throw on some scaling. Assuming you want ray tracing. I mean, people just don't care about ray tracing.